Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. Substituição para Portugal. Número 13, Cristiano Ronaldo. Número 8, Park Ji-sung. Número 3, número 42, número 22, Kaká. Vão dar os seus lugares a número 18, Fernando Torres. Número 9, número 37, número 15, número 20, Hazard. Vamos dar lugar a uma substituição. Vamos ter 3 minutos de compensação. Elementos da equipa de segurança de cada bancada, por favor, dirijam-se à sala do pessoal. telespectadores, bem-vindos a este jogo que opõe Portugal contra o Pesmobilile. espectadores, não se esqueçam de que apenas podem fumar nas áreas designadas para esse efeito. Obrigado. Aos 54 minutos de jogo, o camisola número 21. Substituição para Portugal. Número 42. Sai e vai entrar para o seu lugar com o número 15. Número 55. Nagatomo. Vou dar os seus lugares a número 10. Número 37. Foram indicados 4 minutos de competição. Caros espectadores, por favor, não estacionem nas vias de acesso ao estádio. Obrigado pela vossa compreensão. Caros espectadores, bem-vindos a este jogo que opõe Portugal contra o Barcelona.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
That's an excellent interception. Cannavaro gets good distance on it. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match? Goes for goal! And that has skimmed the post.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
Rijkaard. Threads one in. That is ended up in no man's land. Saliba. And it's Musiala. Oh, good-looking ball. Van Basten! Oh, it's hit the post! Goal! Portugal! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Portugal have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
And here's Bellingham, and here's Elise. Real chance! He's gone direct here. Cannavaro kept his eye on it, and he's there. Bellingham. Mbappe. Oh, that was vital. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Nagatomo is one whose deliveries we all know about. Musiala will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Nagatomo makes the interception. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Pass somewhat off target. It's an inviting-looking ball, that. Kukçu goes looking wide. Rafinha looking to penetrate opposition lines. And he was alert to it. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Picked out, and the shot! It's in! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 22. Kaká. Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com o número 10.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Portugal can, of course, make a change whenever they choose. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Cristiano Ronaldo. He's through, now is he in? He's in a great position here. Nagatomo.
Foram indicados 2 minutos de compensação.
Kukchu. Nagatomo promptly onto that, and that is that. Kukchu. Rijkaard. Passing is crisp and sharp. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. And we are up to the break.
Oh, what a half of football. It's 1-1, but it could easily be 3-3 or more. Breakneck speed brilliance.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. There's the whistle then to start the second half. Kukchu. Bellingham cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
Musiala, and it's Van Basten. Has a look and plays it forward.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Rijkaard. Now it's Olise. And there's green grass ahead of him. Portugal needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Over to the left. Kukchu. Great vision. Pass is just off target. Park Ji-sung. Bernardo Silva. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Bernardo Silva. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. And here's Bernardo Silva. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Oh, there's a probing ball. Van der Ven. A noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Portugal are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Roberto Carlos. He's shifting through the gears here. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. He's played it long. Van Basten, who needs just a moment to score a goal. Floated through. Cannavaro spots it and intercepts. Now it's Roberto Carlos. And it's Kukchu. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Bernardo Silva charging forward, the ball at his feet. Rafinha, and the counter is on. Kukchu, and here's Mbappe. He shifted it to the flank. Roberto Carlos gets into some space. Roberto Carlos just loves to go forward whenever he can. Van Basten. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Rijkaard. And it's Bernardo Silva. Ball's gone out of play.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 42. Sai e vai entrar para o seu lugar com o número...
If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now. Bernardo Silva. Played out wide. And this is Ronaldo. Here comes the cross. And that has been knocked clear. Chance for a shot! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him.
You can never be too safe with someone like him around. They got away with that.
Portugal have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That's a sharp pass. Now it's Rafinha. Well, that has not gone well. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And it's Van Basten. Adams does well to get it back. That pass has been well intercepted. Olise takes a shot! Oh, what about that? And that has raised the roof!
Mbappe really played that return ball to perfection there, Peter. He knew the exchange was on and he put it on a plate for his teammate. That was just gorgeous.
So here comes a substitution. Barcelona complete their comeback, and now they only need to hold out for a few minutes.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.
Roberto Carlos. Lovely, now then. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
He's having a good look here. And this the perfect opportunity to create a cushion between them. And it's Kukçu. Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. And there goes the final whistle. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead, and ultimately they lost the Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, we're on the way. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
I'm going to pick out Yuto Nagatomo. He may not be the biggest, but nobody has a bigger heart. And for courage, stamina, and that winning mentality, very few can better him.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Eto'o. Passing is crisp and sharp. Maradona, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Musiala. Rijkaard. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Van Basten. Well, that is one way to stop him. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Maradona. Neither side especially adventurous early on. And it's Schneider. A probing pass. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Oh, this looks sharp. Now it's Van Basten. Nagatomo. Well, that has not gone well. Maradona. Cruyff. Good, strong midfield running here. He's got plenty of space out wide here. He's shifting through the gears here. Schneider stood his ground strongly. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Now it's Van Basten. Oh, well played, lovely. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And that has been slung wide. Nagatomo, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Oh no, what has happened here?
Oh, look, this is about as tentative as it comes. Hopefully, a football match will break out soon.
Saliba.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Ball's gone out of play. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Barcelona clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge.
Real chance! And that has fair fizzed.
Van Basten clearly feels he did everything right there. He really wasn't that far away.
And it's Maradona. And here's Eto'o. Marquinhos spots it and intercepts. Portugal have got it back and they'll have another go. And that has left him in a heap. And here's Cruyff. And he's... Eto'o! Goal! Barcelona! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Barcelona have fired themselves in front.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
White is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack.
Portugal certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Beckham. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff powering forward here. Van Basten. Musiala. Nagatomo. Driving on and making good progress. Tries to pass it through. Oh, some tackle that. Park Ji-sung. For Musiala. And it's Park Ji-sung. And this is Ronaldo. Kaká. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Portugal can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And it's Van Basten. Out to the left it goes. No outsmarting him this time. Played out wide. Cruyff. Now it's Eto'o. Beckham. He's picked his way through. Rijkaard, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Pass somewhat off target. Schneider. Maradona. Portugal still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. Now it's Kaká. Now it's Van Basten. And it's Van Basten. Looking for options for movement. Plays it across. And that has been cleared. Portugal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Pings in across. Chance! It's hit the upright. That's going to go a long way. Saliba. Park Ji-sung. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
Maradona. Maradona looking to penetrate opposition lines. And it's Van Basten. Musiala. Van Basten. Musiala. That's a risky ball, you've got to say.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Maradona. Kaká can see things others simply cannot. And it's Musiala. Now it's Van Basten. He is just caressing the ball. Kaká, he's in a great position here.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Kaká. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Well, this is intriguing.
Musiala. He's in space and looking for options. Firm header just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Corner number 2 then. And now a sudden chance to counter. They get a throw in. Oh, that's an excellent interception. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Just eases him off the ball. And here's Van Basten. A lot of space ahead of him. That's good play. Over to the left. It's a promising position. He rises! And he's there to belt it away. And they're back on the ball again. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Simons. And it's Bernardo Silva. Goes for a shot! And yes, it's there! We thought it was over. It's all square once more. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing.
Maradona. Now it's Beckham. Di Marco. It's a good run down the left-hand side. Is there any support? He might not need it. And that will be the final act. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead. Cristiano Ronaldo taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line here. Perhaps one team might be happier, but at the final reckoning, it's honours even and no complaints.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
Se ruega a nuestros espectadores que obedezcan en todo momento las indicaciones del personal del estadio.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So that's got things underway. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
I think it gets a terrible raw deal these days. It's deemed old-fashioned, outdated, but in truth, with the right personnel, it works just as well as any other system or formation. Success can still be had with it, and teams are still winning big trophies with exactly this setup.
Van Basten goes steaming forward. Simons. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Simons. It's Van Basten! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Portugal finding their passes. And he cuts out the supply. Searching passes played there. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. And it's Azar.
This guy, Roberto Carlos, really is a unique player, Peter.
I don't think anyone would argue with that.
The pace, the power, the set pieces, the way he constantly surges forward.
And a fabulous urgency about everything he does.
That's exactly it.
Quarter of an hour played. Albert Ferrer. No goals as yet. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Simons. Xavi Simons shoots! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Portugal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's there to clear it. And now a sudden chance to counter. That's a nicely shaped ball. No, it's come to nothing.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
And that's really well manoeuvred. Tries to pass it through. Can he get it through? And they're quick to get it back. Van Basten. And it's Conte. That pass has been well intercepted. Can he stop it going out? Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Conte plays a sharp little ball here. Delivered across. That has been cut short. Now then, the ball's come loose. Xavi Simons cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
And it's Azar. Closing in on goal. They just took too long getting forward.
Look, if they're going to counter, it has to be pacier and much more decisive. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And he shoots! Superb goal!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too, and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game to their liking now.
A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now and the other has to tone it down.
Ronaldinho. Good, strong midfield running here. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time because, in truth, they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
Substitution on the field, number 6,
and we're underway again.
on the field is
Portugal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Van Basten! That was superb goalkeeping.
Van Basten actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And this is Pele. Well, now it's a race for the ball. Portugal can breathe again, just.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Played out wide, looking tidy in possession here. Kaká. Kaká will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, look at the space here. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Pele can so cleverly bypass the press. And he is going into that little black book. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Ronaldo looks to get on the end of this. Portugal still chasing a one-goal deficit here.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Hazard has it in a wide position. Defending of the desperate variety. And this is Ronaldinho. It's their second corner of the game. Ronaldo is there to clear. Van Basten running with the ball. Now it's Kaká. Conte. Well, that is one way to stop him. Oh no, he's got that wrong. And it's Simons. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're set on using it.
Looking for options for movement. That's the keeper's ball. Xavi Simons. Conte. Hazard. That's a little off target. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Simons. Conte. Now it's Pelé. Great vision. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now that looks a decent ball. And a chance! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. So, third corner of the game. Rijkaard. And now they can spring out of defence. Conte. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Van Basten. Ronaldinho. Aimed beyond the defence. Passes coming off in quick succession here. And it's Nagatomo.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Now it's Ronaldinho. Oh, he's found support out wide. That's very neat. Crossed into the box. It'll be a throw-in.
Substitution in progress.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Musiala. Portugal are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Musiala. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Could be danger here. Musiala. Park Ji-sung. Oh, super ball. Now this could be a chance. Fling big header. He scores! They have stolen level at the last. A really thumping header. Absolutely crashes it in.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Substitutions taking place.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. All square again into the dying minutes.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there's
Shapes to shoot! Park Ji-sung. Bernardo Silva. Not the most accurate pass. Knocks it into space. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And the through ball. And this is Ronaldinho. Whistle's gone and the referee has given a penalty. Portugal may have thrown this away at the death. He'll know exactly where he wants to put it. They've done it! Not a twitch, not a blink.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. And we're done. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margins, it was decided. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. We have already started here. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Guardiola, Peter, is a fella who appeared on the scene after a meteoric rise on the international scene, but he really is, for me, the blueprint of the modern centre-half. And, of course, he can play at left-back too. He's old school, he's uncompromising defensively, and he is truly outstanding on the football.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly, actually. There's the shot! Conte. And it's Rijkaard. Kaká. Conte. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Kaká. No, that's been intercepted. Park Ji-sung. Stojkovic. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Now it's Kaká. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup.
You have to expect that from everyone now.
Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Now it's Stojkovic. Little doubt, that is a foul. And he is going into that little black book. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. A heavy challenge. Musiala. Portugal yet to have an attempt on goal. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. And he's had a hit! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Cruyff really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Manchester United with the corner, they're first. He's having a go! Oh, nearly. And it's Van Basten. Now it's Cruyff. And Cruyff! That's been cut out, well played. Conte. Kaká. Conte. Conte. And here's Van Basten. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Cruyff. Plays a sharp little ball here. Corner then. Manchester United have their second corner now. Van Basten! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. So, third corner of the game. And it's Serginho. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. And now a sudden chance to counter. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Van Basten. Cruyff! And it's... Oh, taken with style! Looks offside, I think. Yep, the flag is up.
His delight very short-lived. The referee's assistant did have his flag up. It might have been close, but it was correct.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. And once more, he proves rigid and robust. Kaka. Park Ji-sung. Now it's Van Basten. And this is Ronaldo. Conte. Oh, that's a fine interception. Stojkovic. Now it's Van Basten. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Neither side giving way. It has been tight. Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Well read, nice interception. Well, that has not gone well. Conte. Musiala. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Picked out brilliantly. Now, can they get him away? That's Park Ji-sung. It's a pretty loose pass. Could move up a gear here. Well timed, excellent interception.
Foram indicados 2 minutos de compensação.
Now it's Cruyff. Oh, really cute. What a lovely series of passes. Rijkaard. Real chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Whistle's gone, and the referee has given a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. The major moment in the game. Against the crossbar. Backward it goes. And there is the half-time whistle. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. And the second half gets underway. So neither side has yet broken through. Now it's Van Basten. Park Ji-sung is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. And this is Ronaldo. Great pressure, plenty of it. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Rijkaard. Now it's Van Basten. And it's made its way to him. And he's worked it through. Foot in. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Conte. Van Basten. Musiala. Can he get on the end of this? Still waiting for the game to take off here. 0-0. Romero calmly anticipates. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Saliba. Park Ji-sung did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Now it's Stojkovic. Romero. Musiala looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Nicely weighted ball. And it's Kante. Kante showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now it's Van Basten. He has a look up. Cruyff driving forwards. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. Portugal really could have done without this. To get them off and running. One 0, never any doubt. Not much more than a formality.
Well, he dipped into a world of focus then and dismissed any distraction.
So we have the first goal.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now, along with good purpose and urgency, and they can get right back into this.
Kante really struggling to influence the game.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
And here's Van Basten. Portugal finding their passes. It's Van Basten! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Could be danger here. Now it's Stojkovic. Romero makes the interception.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Referee has just said play on. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Half an hour gone in the second half. Now it's Simons. Passing is crisp and sharp. It's run loose here. Some really good ball movement.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Manchester United looking to pass their way through. Great ball. And the shot! Oh, taken with style. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace.
Chance! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Well, there's a bit complacent there, I thought, Peter. Maybe he thinks the game is already won.
Portugal have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. The message is clear, none shall pass. And this is Van Basten. Now that looks a decent ball. And this is Van Basten. He's been bundled over, that is a foul. No second thought, a straight red card. Well, this is worrying. He is not the sort of player who tends to stay down. Well, Jim, there's only one reason that he would be sent off there. It is the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He's having a good look here. A real chance then to ease this unpleasant predicament. Cristiano Ronaldo! And that has fair fizzed.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Park Ji-sung. He's found a way, tries a shot! He has done it! And what a climax we have here! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Portugal give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Park Ji-sung. Looking to play him in. Ronaldo is flagged offside. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. 4 added minutes on the board. Now it's Cruyff. Guardiola. Now it's Cruyff, looking to go deep. And that's that. Well, that turned out to be quite a game. Both sides committed, determined, driven, and whilst you might argue to the contrary, perhaps a fair result on the balance of things. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the surprise for me was seeing a team look so feeble in what is usually a strongly protected area, but the centre of their defence looked open and very, very unsafe.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. And he's had a hit! He's missed, but not by that far.
Nagatomo has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Can he get it through? Now, can they get him away? Now this could be... He's had a shot! Oh, surely that deserved better.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
And we have our very first corner. Tries a shot! Manchester United have their second corner now. Van der Ven attempts a clearance. Stojkovic's delivery. And now they can spring out of defence. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Guardiola, Peter, is a fella who appeared on the scene after a meteoric rise on the international scene, but he really is, for me, the blueprint of the modern centre-half, and of course he can play at left-back too. He's old school, he's uncompromising defensively, and he is truly outstanding on the football.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Now it's Van Basten. Musiala. Musiala going face-to-face with his great rival. Still goalless. Tries to play it through, and he's onside. Backward it goes. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Cruyff. Oh no, he's got that wrong. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And that is expertly dealt with. And it's Cruyff. Portugal do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Well, it's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
Cruyff. And this is Cruyff. Played up towards the front line. Kaká. And here's Stojkovic. Looking for options for movement. Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Stojkovic. It's a goal kick. Gravenberg. Musiala. Musiala will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Rijkaard is the team's great visionary. Vardiol. Rijkaard. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Van Basten. Musiala. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. That's very neat. Serginho's cross. He rises! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Well, you see what a difference it makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence.
Baresi does really well to win the ball there. Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. He won't be happy with that one. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Park Ji-sung. Musiala. Looking for the run. That ball looks a good one. He's being urged to shoot. Ronaldo was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Park Ji-sung. And it's Van Basten. And it's Park Ji-sung. That's a shade optimistic. Musiala. Park Ji-sung. And this is Ronaldo.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And the whistle goes for half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. So off we go once more. So the first half brought no goals. He has found the way through. Ronaldo chasing after it. Gravenberg. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
That's going in strongly.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Park Ji-sung. It's run loose here.
Manchester United are totally dominant in the middle of the park. A no-way through zone.
Nagatomo promptly onto that, and that is that. Park Ji-sung. Park Ji-sung. Stojkovic. He's going for goal! Good first touch and almost as good a second.
That's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Van Bouten picks it up from the goal kick. And here's Van Basten. He has a look up, shapes to shoot! A noticeable change in the approach to defending here. much more in your face.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Can he get on the end of this? Oh, important interception. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Well, the runner's been... Kaká! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Kaká just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it.
Kaká can see things others simply cannot. They're back in possession and ready to go again. And that has left him in a heap. Saliba, and he's had it nicked away. Rijkaard. Marquinhos makes the interception. Musiala. Nagatomo. Park Ji-sung calmly anticipates. Gravenberg. It's played through for him. He is through here. There's the shot. It's a loose ball.
Well, the keeper seemed to go into study mode then, and he's read it beautifully. Portugal appear determined to play through the middle again, and guess what? It's the same result.
And it's Serginho. He's got away. Saliba does really well there. He is strong. Looking to play him in. And it's been played through. And this is Park Ji-sung. Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! Finally the breakthrough.
What a time to take the lead. But now comes the dilemma of whether you want to hold on or go for it again and try and extend your advantage. That's always been the harder option, in my experience.
Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. A couple of changes here, and interesting ones.
Well, the manager clearly thinks his side has done enough and they should be able to hold on from here. The only worry is it too soon?
Portugal have taken the lead.
Well, Peter, the manager's all smiles, but he's got a big decision to make here. He needs to see...
Big chance! Now, who's going to be first? Oh, he's been caught napping! Oh, super ball! And he's gone backward here. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Decent chance! They've done it! They're level in a trice!
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attack.
And he shoots! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different. Oh, that's well spotted. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. Good ball, good take. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Gravenberg. Driving forward. If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now. And that's it. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Park Ji-sung voted man of the match, and deservedly so. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, a decent draw, Pete.
you.